I'm Shubhalaxmi from I Need to Watch Foundation and Ladybird Environmental Consulting. These are the two organizations that I had founded. Before that, I was working with BNHS. So I have over 2 decades experience working in wildlife and environmental protection. And through my organizations, I have been working in the field of eco-restoration and creating butterfly habitats, bird habitats, bat habitats, and now we are also creating a biodiversity park. People were moving out to forested area to see wildlife when we have so much of wildlife and so much of diversity in the city. So that's where I had started my observations, and therefore I started creating butterfly gardens within the cities. We started creating butterfly gardens in schools, colleges, traffic islands, hospitals. Wherever we get space, we started creating it, and every time we did it, it was very successful. But there's so much of nature around us, and many a time people miss out on seeing which trees blooming next to them, which bird has come. We have enough green areas in our cities, be it in Mumbai or be it in Navi Mumbai or Greater Mumbai. We have really nice and very diverse ecosystems in this city, and yet we citizens don't really enjoy or experience so much of nature as one should be. And there are open areas also, lots of open grounds, public parks are there. So there are so many green zones in our city, and there is so much of biodiversity that these areas are concerned. But I'm more interested in these areas where normal people are actually going, like the public parks, any park, the city parks which we are having. So if you look around, there is lots of green plants in any garden you go. But there will be very little activity if it is a butterfly or if it is a bird. But many a times we make such areas into what we call as a plastic gardens or non-living gardens. You have plants, but these plants are not visited by the bees, or butterflies are not coming to lay their eggs, or birds are not coming there to make their nest. So until it is not used by wildlife, it is not really serving the purpose in its entire ecosystem. So whether it is exotic or native, monoculture should be avoided. After any 10 plants, some other plant should be there. So there should be mixed plantation. We all know that mixed plantation brings in diversity. Let us plant biodiversity attracting plants. And these are not something unique plants that you have to bring from forest or something. These are normal plants which are very much available in any nurseries. There are bird attracting trees which are fast growing, which look beautiful. There are butterfly attracting plants. I call them as the 4 top pollinators: bees, birds, butterflies and bats. If we can bring these pollinators into our city, we don't need to create pollinator gardens. We don't need to boost honeybee population in the city. Why not we integrate this plantation system into entire city, so that the entire city becomes a biodiversity hub? These could be a mix of native as well as exotic plants. There are many exotic garden plants which are now used, and it is widely used, and they're not invasive. We're talking about bees, we're talking about butterflies, and everybody like them. Children love butterflies. So how about inviting them to our gardens and having selective plantation, so that we boost the entire city's ecosystem with its biodiversity? And it has been tried and tested method that if you do right plantation, you don't have to really work much on creating a habitat or anything. Whatever plantations we are doing, if we do the right plantation, the population of these bees and butterflies and the birds can automatically increase. And through this initiative, not only that we are adding green cover to our city, not only that we are increasing the biodiversity of the city, we are also doing conservation. If we start doing this, then the sighting of birds, butterflies, bats or geckos, it is not something that children have to go and see these things in the forest. So connecting children with the nature will become very easy. Schools have playgrounds with gardens and everything. Every garden can be transformed in this method. So this is an idea I want to put forward to the planners and whoever is taking up this issue. I'll be really glad to help. We have created such habitats, and we have seen the change in the species diversity. So we have already done surveys to find out if plantation is been done the way I'm just mentioning, if it is done, how much change is there? And we were really surprised to see that in a span of 6 months time, as short as 6 months time, there's almost 100% increase in the species diversity, because these becomes as a oasis. And I feel that we city people have taken so much of natural spaces to build our own homes. So can't we create such oases in our homes for this wildlife, which is like they can use this oasis like a stopovers. So we have developed butterfly gardens right in a traffic island in Worli. One of the questions that came to us that whether the butterflies will get affected with the traffic. So one is that butterflies don't get affected with the sound and everything. Butterflies do get affected with the heat, with the pollution. But this traffic island probably will be more visited by butterflies in the morning times or late evening times, late afternoon times. But during the daytime, maybe there are no butterflies, but that's okay. But still, it becomes a shelter for them. So our wildlife is so resilient, the environment is so resilient, and that is we human beings should take an advantage that they're so resilient. So let us plan in a such a way rather than thinking that ifs and buts. Let's at least try it. Students' development is much better when they are in direct contact with nature. There's so much of learning, so much of exploration children can do. So for schools also it is a very good idea. But if you think there is a potential area, a vacant plot in your locality which has a potential, which is having good bird population, you can bring into the authorities notice or give your suggestions that you want to protect that area and you want to create maybe a wetland you want to create. So those kind of suggestions is what I think we should keep talking. So please share your suggestions.